Dan, I was sitting on my couch the other night watching Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
And I started realizing some things. I was sitting there and it was kind of quiet because there was a lull in Varsity Blues. And I started breathing in and breathing out. And I know that sounds weird, but I started hearing my breath. And once I started focusing on my breath, what happened was my outside world, it came into focus, right? What I'd like to do, I would like to do some breathing exercises with you to see if we could open up our world a little bit. Are you open to this idea, Dan?
I mean, did you just like meditate for the first time?
No, man, it wasn't meditation. It was breathing. It was a breathing exercise.
Okay, I won't say no.
Okay, all right. So here, what I just really like to do it. So on the count of three, I think you and I just start taking slow, deep breaths. And maybe for us, the world, the environment will start to come into focus. Maybe.
Okay.
All right, ready? 1,
All right.
2, 3. I'm starting to feel it. Are you feeling it? Oh, it's like the wind is whipping.
What is happening?
Don't stop breathing because you really, you get it.
I'm still breathing.
Whoa. Dan, are you feeling this with me, man?
Rushing.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Man, I hope our listeners are feeling that because as long as they stay tuned in to episode 189 of the Dan and Kody Podcast.
This is the Dan and Kody Podcast.
This is it. Right here, Kody. You put on those headphones and you go to work.
Why are you yelling?
This is where our message is heard. It's time to get hyped. Say it with me.
What are we saying?
Dan and Kody.
Dan and Kody.
Dan and Kody.
Meets Dan and Kody Podcast.
Dan and Kody Podcast.
Dan and Kody Podcast.
Get some.
Dan and Kody Podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Cody Frederick and mushrooms.
And mushrooms. That's right. Woo! How about that, Dan? That breathing exercise. I think it's changed the way I see the world.
Really?
And I'm going to start breathing every time. I'm going to start breathing like that that affected even the way that I experienced Varsity Blues.
Dude, my Fitbit watch,
Yeah.
it has a app where you hit it. It's called Relax, and it tries to
get you in rhythm.
Yeah, makes you do these breathing exercises.
Really? That's cool.
It is a little relaxing.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta breathe.
You got to breathe. You just got to feel it, man. It opens things up for you. Your lungs, you're getting more oxygen to your brain. You just feel more alive, Dan.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to, Dan and I, we wanted to kick off our podcast a little differently. Each week, Dan and I are going to do, right at the top of each podcast, we're going to do a recap of our previous week's podcast.
That's right. That's right. For all of those folks who missed the last episode, this is a great chance to learn what happened from the weeks past.
Absolutely. And another thing that it does is each week when we do when we each have a conversation, a lot of the feedback that Dan and I are getting is, hey, it's like I was yelling at the moment you guys were talking about what you were talking about. I feel like I can be involved in the conversation. And you want to know what? You can. We want to give you guys an opportunity to be able to do that. And the best way is going to be when we're in a certain conversation and you guys are listening to the podcast.
Here's what you do. You hit us up on the grams. You get in those DMs, slide straight into those DMs, and you record a little voice memo for us. And then we'll play that shit right on the podcast the next week.
That's right. So, for example, if Dan starts talking about cattle and you don't like his point of view on cattle, please slide into those DMs, hit the little voice recorder.
And say, Dan, fuck cattle. I don't even like cattle.
Boom.
Boom. You're on a podcast.
Absolutely. So, let's get into last week's recap.
So the main story there, which I didn't think was a big deal. It wasn't even a topic. You were just sort of threw it out there like, I got my flu shot. And then I was like, fuck flu shots. Government kills people like that.
Yeah. I was there. I remember.
And a lot of people had some interesting takes on that, but I just wanted to sort of officially retract my previous stance,
Right.
which wasn't even a stance. I was like, I'm not an anti-vaxxer.
Absolutely.
I'm absolutely not. But
Dan is pro-vaccine. He just feels that the flu vaccine is a way for the government to control population. And as you guys may have overheard us talk about last week, if that's the case, it's the number 4 killer in the United States.
right.
Government's the flu vaccine. You know.
Right. So I went on Snopes. Snopes is a website that you can go to and sort of count on. Is this true? Basically,
Right.
you can search for whatever. Like, did Trump stick his finger in a prostitute's butt? And it'll tell you yes or no.
Well, if the article that talked about it was true or not. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So I looked up flu vaccine, and here's just a couple of things that Snopes is saying is true and false. Here's
Okay.
the question.
Okay.
Should you avoid getting a flu shot? They said that is false. You should not avoid getting a flu shot. Less effective flu shots prove you shouldn't get them at all. That is also false. Did the flu shot cause this year's flu epidemic? That is false.
What?
Like, it didn't. It didn't cause it.
Right.
Yeah. Did the DOJ admit the flu shot is the most dangerous vaccine in America? The FBI issues a most wanted futures list, but the DOJ has no equivalent for supposedly dangerous vaccines. So that is false. So the flu shot is pretty safe, guys.
So according to Snopes, Dan is wrong.
Right. Oh, last one. Did Melania Trump ban White House staff from taking flu shots? That is false. She did not.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Well, you know, we talked about that vaccine. Dan was very strong on it.
Yeah.
So to give you guys kind of an idea as to what we were talking about, the top of this whole topic set up, if there was something or you guys had feelings or thoughts, you would send us those voice messages. We'd play them on the podcast, and then we'd answer any questions or statements or thoughts you had. We'd argue with you essentially. So please,
Sort of like an open forum.
open forum, Dan and Kody Podcast, the open forum.
The
hour,
open
right?
forum.
So anyway, check that out. Also, for those of you that didn't listen last week, we also talked about Jeremy Renner and how he's terrible to his lady. Dan came back and
Right. Put a gun in her mouth.
Yeah, he did.
He did that shit.
Who does that?
Dung dung.
Yeah, exactly. That's an SVU story.
That
right
is
there.
SVU. They're probably shooting that right now.
Absolutely.
They're very topical, those guys.
They're the most topical, like, Law and Order there ever was.
Right.
And then we talked about 3D printed homes, which Dan had some crazy stuff on. And then this weird article that I came across that talked about these cows in Oregon that had no more blood.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Check all that out.
Check out-
188.
you're going to love it.
Also,
What?
last bit, we got that hotline call from Dean Winifred.
Oh, Dean Winifred. Right. Yeah.
Out in the UK.
He's a UK guy.
I want to let you guys know that we reached out to Dean,
Yeah.
and Dean is going to come back to the Dan and Kody podcast in some capacity. Not a host. It's not going to be a host, but we really appreciate Dean's opinion. We know that he loves the podcast. So we're going to go to him.
Well, one of the things I think that we'd love to do is get him on some kind of out in the field and report to us kind of scenario, right? Right
Yeah.
now, since he's in the UK, we want him to report on UK stuff, I guess, right?
Yeah, we want like a third opinion. Maybe he can break ties, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Maybe he's got a strong stance on Brexit.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Dean, what do you think of Brexit? Can you let us know?
Absolutely.
What do you think about your sandwiches out there?
Yeah.
How's the curry?
Absolutely.
These are things I want answers from Dean.
And Dean will provide that to us.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good dude, psychologist, right? Is he a psychologist? Something like that.
His whole family's Kellheads, though.
Yeah, they
love Kel
they
Mitchell.
Love Kel Mitchell, which is strange, but sure.
Yeah, absolutely love that guy. So we're looking forward to having Dean on a more regular basis.
Absolutely. So look out for Dean.
Woo! 189.
189, man. And what does that mean to you? I think we got to dive right into the most important thing of the day.
Absolutely.
The biggest news So as long as Dan and I have been doing the podcast,
Yes.
it's funny because we have been doing this podcast for as long as these 3 movies will have come out.
For as long as new Star Wars is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
It's
right?
true.
It's true.
And the Rogue.
And the Rogue,
We
right?
saw Rogue.
Did we?
Yeah. We saw that together
Rogue One?
in Santa Clarita.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So tonight, about 2 hours ago, it looks like, the new Star Wars trailer, the final trailer, has dropped. All right, here we go, guys. So you're going to be listening to the podcast. You're going to be here with us. Reactions for the first time. Oh, look at that. Oh, uh-oh. She's running.
An instinct.
She's jumping.
Is that
Feeling.
Endor?
What is that?
The force brought us together.
Yeah, they're on Endor.
You think so? It's a lot
We're
greener.
not alone. Good people will fight if we lead them.
People keep telling me they know me. No one does.
But I do.
Long have I waited. And now you're coming together. Is your undoing.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi. Your destiny. The Force will be with you.
Always.
I don't know.
To be honest with you, I don't know what the hell I just watched.
Yeah, like what is that about?
I don't know, man. I feel like it's like a buddy comedy.
I'm seeing my friends. It seems like
For the last time,
well, with Abrams back, it looks like it's gonna be,
we're going to get the reveal that she's actually related to a Skywalker.
and it's gonna be a Jedi. It's gonna be like a Jedi reboot, just like Force Awakens was a New Hope reboot. You know, there's gonna be a big battle in space, an epic proportions, and there's gonna be a ground battle.
Yeah.
In Endor again. It
Right.
looks like, and then there's gonna be a one-on-one battle, and they're all
Right.
gonna happen simultaneously.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna cut from those 3, just like Jedi, which I'm fine with. Cool. It'll be fun to look at.
No, I think it'll be pretty. It does look like they're all over the place.
Yeah.
They got like an ice planet. It looks like a. It almost looks like
an iceberg.
like an iceberg in space.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had where it looks like she's on Endor, just running around the forest. Which I don't know if it's Endor, because Endor was tropical, but it wasn't, because it was all
Gotta
shot
be
in
Endor.
like Northern California.
It's got to be Endor, because that little baby Ewok was fixing.
Oh yeah, the little baby
BB.
Ewok was fixing BB-8. That's right. So
Yeah.
maybe there's something that connects Return of the Jedi and sets them on a journey to like find or fix something. I
That
don't,
Death Star's in the ocean and all chilling.
right. And
It looks like they had like an underwater Star Destroyer that like rises out of the ocean.
yeah, like the way that they had it played out was you had the Emperor's voice in the background. You're waiting and you're both coming to me. So the Emperor isn't dead, or maybe it's that idea that he was able to avoid death all in general, because the whole point of those first three episodes, and from what I've read online, is that J.J. Abrams said this is actually a finalization of all 9 movies.
Yeah.
So it cuts any holes.
Ooh, when's the last time we saw ice in a Star Wars movie?
Yeah, Empire.
Maybe they go to Hoth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe that iceberg is Hoth.
That's interesting. The
Yeah.
leftovers of Hoth? I don't know.
Maybe they're melting.
Right. Who knows?
Maybe it's a big social commentary on like
global warming.
Yeah, it's even affecting Hoth.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, it is definitely interesting. I mean, visually, I thought it was really fun.
Yeah.
There is something with 3PO, which I appreciate. One of my big problems with these last 3 has been that we have such a, like the original trilogy it leans so heavily on those 2 robots, especially in A New Hope.
Yeah.
And then it really kind of plays out where their narrative is a little more involved than normal.
Yeah.
You know, from where you see them at the beginning, A New Hope, to Empire, not so much at the beginning. I mean, they're still important, but it's not as vital. And then to Return, where you have
3PO's like opening a door of the whole goddamn movie.
Yeah, like he opens the door to go see Jabba.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole, Return of the Jedi is all about seeing. Right, it opens in that whole scenario, which is great.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I think the overall arc is Anakin's whole key was he wanted to conquer death, and that's why he went to the dark side, because he didn't want his wife to die, because he had those visions.
Yeah.
And the Emperor said he could provide him with that ability. So if you say that, and you don't really see the Emperor die in Return,
he conquered death.
He conquers death. And that's what we're getting now, where they actually have to face off with the man who's been able to conquer death. That's my, when I've heard J.J. Abrams say that, and I just watched this trailer, that's me connecting that, but I could be way off base. What do you think?
The more Kylo we get, the better. I love him. Love him. I want to see a whole lot of Kylo.
Yeah, I mean, I think the buddy comedy thing's a real thing. I think it's going to be great.
Buddy comedy?
I mean, it's like these two. You definitely know that Kylo and Rey are connected some way, if it's not already by blood, which it probably is by blood, because Leia kissed Luke.
Yeah.
And she's deeply in love with this dude.
She's having wet dreams of him shirtless.
Absolutely. Or he's there just pounding his chest, and she's like, ooh, that's the Force, isn't it?
Yeah. Just more Kylo. I want to see Kylo fighting. I want to see him pissed off. I want to see him kill.
I don't care.
I want to see the Knights of Ren.
I want to see Knights of Ren. I want to see I want to see more of like the Sith's universe. I've seen so much of the Jedi's universe.
Yeah.
That the Sith universe is so much more mystical or mysterious. Maybe not mystical, but it is mysterious because you just don't know.
Well, they've got a lot of making up to do for whatever the last one was. What was that? Last Jedi?
Yeah. I mean, my expectations are slim to none. I had really high expectations going into Force Awakens. And then from Force Awakens to The Last Jedi, it's all kind of like a big dump on my chest.
hot chest dump.
It's a hot Cleveland steamer just delivered.
Ugh. Well, we hope it's good.
Yeah, we hope it's good.
I want every movie to be good.
And the tickets are available now, which means we got to order them. Yeah.
Bro, it's time for True Crime.
Right off the bat, buddy. What do we got, baby?
This is disgusting.
What's disgusting?
It's disgusting.
This True Crime's disgusting?
Yeah.
Okay.
The whole thing is sick.
Oh my God. I'm in, Dan.
And it's a crime because no one did anything.
Nobody did anything?
Go back to work. Outcry over deaths on Amazon's warehouse floor.
Dude.
You hear about that bullshit?
Buddy, I'm curious to hear your crime because I was reading a New Yorker article that was talking about Jeff Bezos, Amazon, and how crazy big they are, their corporate culture, and what it's like to work there. Throw it my way, baby.
Not cool.
Let's hear it.
Billy Foister died. He died last month after a heart attack at work. The incident was just one in a series of recent accidents and fatalities. In September, Billy Foister, 48-year-old Amazon warehouse worker,
Yeah.
died after a heart attack at work. According to his brother, Amazon HR representative informed him at the hospital that Billy had lain on the floor for 20 minutes before receiving treatment from Amazon's internal safety responders.
Dear God.
How can you not see a 6'3" man laying on the ground and not help him within 20 minutes? A couple days before, he put the wrong product in the wrong bin, and within 2 minutes, management saw it on camera and came down to talk to him about it.
Yeah, man.
Amazon said it responded to Foister's collapse within minutes. Here's another quote from an Amazon worker. Bill was on the floor for quite some time, and nobody knew that time until cameras were reviewed. But in 20 minutes, a worker in a nearby department saw him lying on the floor and then began radio call-outs for 911. It really is unbelievable how Bill was laying there for 20 minutes. Nobody nearby saw until Amnesty worker with a radio came by. The worker who requested to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation noted the Amnesty worker started CPR after finding Foister. Wow. It's bullshit. And then this is the disgusting part. After the incident, everyone was forced to go back to work. No time to decompress. Basically, watch a man pass away and then get told to go back to work, everyone, and act like it's fine, said another Amazon worker on the shift.
Wow.
That is fucking ridiculous. And I am sickened to like be so reliant on Amazon.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, here's so it's funny you're saying these things and what this world is like for people. Mm-hmm. Amazon has done, according to this article I was reading with Amazon, their corporate culture is really intense and it is very competitive. And for those people that work in these warehouses, they have a little gun and they have a timer on the gun.
Yeah.
And the gun requires that they go from product to product to product in a certain amount of time for them to be able to meet their quotas and getting products out. Right?
It gives them the most efficient route to get the product, to pick it, and
absolutely,
it's insanity.
But when it comes to the strain and challenges for these people, like people in their 20s quit because it's so physically demanding.
When you're there, you're there.
When you're there, oh yeah, you are there.
You're
working, and it is which is maybe probably the idea, but Amazon has gone to great lengths to eliminate the possibility of these people putting in unions to help protect their workers. And they feel that whenever there's a problem that arises, we see the problem and we fix it.
Yeah.
So why would anybody need a union? And so there's these big anti-union things where if anybody even tries to unionize there, they just shut it down.
Yeah.
So, but their work environment is really tough. There was one woman that gave an anecdote about how she was there for 7 months. She quit because of her back, because of all of the work she was doing, lifting and moving things. And Amazon wasn't going to take care of her for the rest of her life. And she had to get a job where she sat because she couldn't, the hours are too long. And they say people will walk 8 miles a day because they're going from box to box to box to box, filling these boxes of all of these things. Crazy.
Dude. And we're like, where the fuck is my package, man? They promised 2-day delivery.
You're right. We are just
what the fuck? Where's my shit?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Where's my Funko?
Absolutely.
Where's my shirt?
Yeah, you want to know who boxed this new Funko of yours? Billy.
Probably Billy Foister. But I mean, it's just it's a known fact. It is a fact that workers work better when workers are happy. That is a proven fact. You get more out of people when you take care of them and you're nice to them and you're sensitive and you provide them with with positive reinforcement.
Yes.
That's how you get it done. It's harder.
Yeah.
It's harder on the employer,
Yeah, it is.
but at the end of the day, people want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, you don't hear about people at Google like, fuck that place.
Well,
Like, I like laying on my beanbag chair
right.
and sliding down to the 3rd floor.
I mean, those people have a very different world, right? It's blue collar versus white collar jobs.
I enjoy riding my bike down the hallway.
Right.
You know?
I enjoy solving problems with my computer screen. Nerf.
I'm gonna do a kickflip on my lunch break and then have myself a freaking spicy tuna roll on the house.
When do you realize, like, okay, maybe we should unionize?
I don't know. When shit like this happens?
Yeah, probably.
Like, seriously, somebody dies at your work?
Yeah, but
I'm going home.
Are you blaming the death on Amazon or this guy probably, how old was he? 52?
He was 48.
48. Okay, so he's in that window, like
Doesn't
between
matter.
48 and 52, where you get that black widow.
90-year-old.
Kills you.
90-year-old dies on the floor. I'm going home.
90-year-old shouldn't be doing that job.
I'm just saying, if there is a death,
Yeah, but there's still...
blow the whistle.
Okay, well-
Dan's going home.
Okay.
All right, I need to fucking think about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't. Somebody's. If a rat dies in the corner, Dan's probably going home. I saw this rat die.
Somebody left the back door open and the temperature moved up 4 degrees.
Yeah.
Dan's probably going.
I'm out. This is thrown off my day. You know? We had a bird flew in the prop store.
Oh.
And then a week later, someone found a dead bird. Okay? Guess what?
Big deal, buddy.
Guess what?
What?
Dan almost went home. That shit is not cool. I don't do deaths. I don't do deaths in the workplace.
Yeah, bird, human, whatever it is.
Send the staff home,
Please.
We're not getting it done. It's then people are around at lunch talking about, hey, did you see Bill die? Like, the productivity goes down.
Right.
Send them home.
Well, they say that at these Amazon jobs, if you have 6 citations in 6 months, you're fired.
You're out.
You're gone. Like, it is.
Next
it's
man
hardcore.
up.
It's hardcore. You're right. Next man up. That's right.
It is sick, man.
But that's the mindset. Like, you work until your arms no longer allow you to lift, and that's even in. The funny thing is that mentality moves itself all the way up to Bezos at the top,
yeah.
because that's the way it is. Like, everybody apparently works until their head explodes, and they don't even have. One of the big issues with Amazon right now is their executive suite, the group of leaders of the company. Mm-hmm. There's 12 of them, and there's only one woman. And a lot of that is because of women can't. It's tough to be in that role and then have babies and have families and manage it, because your time has spent so much time there.
Yeah.
But one of the big arguments with that is, and Madeline said this, if you're working at Amazon, you know what you're getting into. Mm-hmm. So the benefits could definitely, that's what you're moving towards. You're looking to be in that kind of role, you know?
A similar incident occurred at the Aetna Fulfillment Center in March 2019, where picker Joe Bowman died after going into cardiac arrest.
Old Joe?
60-year-old picker. Cardiac arrest on the job, found unconscious. Go back to work, the supervisor who reported the incident to 911 personnel told another concerned worker.
Wow.
Everyone worked as usual. So it's like, dude, you just step over them on your way to go pick up somebody's freaking a bath towel?
That hurts, man.
But, oh, sorry, I got to get this 2-day out. It's got to get there in 2 days.
2 days, man.
Samantha Stewart needs her freaking needs her Alexa.
Hey,
She's got to get that Alexa.
it's true.
Oh my God.
Well, that's one hell of a.
3,700 workers are employed at the warehouse.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not surprising. There's a lot of packages going out all day, buddy.
Here's what the spokesperson said. As a company, we work hard to provide a safe, quality working environment for 250,000 hourly employees across Amazon's U.S. facilities. Safety is a fundamental principle across our company and is inherent in our facility infrastructure, design, and operations.
Well, that sounds like a bunch of corporate mumbo jumbo.
Yeah, what a box of bullshit.
Well, it's like, hello, I'm a robot. Sorry, Billy died.
We try to make good.
We try to limit the number of deaths in our spaces.
Yeah, I bet they have a fire extinguisher down every aisle and
Absolutely,
fucking
right.
first aid kit. But when old Joe Blow fucking bursts an artery on the floor.
That's right.
Get the fuck back to work. Joe better start moving.
Jesus Christ. I'm sure his pager was going off like productivity low. Beep, 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 beep.
You're absolutely right.
You're
it's
fired.
Like if you do not load 4 more wristbands into the box, you will be fired.
Goodbye. You've been terminated. Turn in your beeper that was telling us to fire you. Jesus, man.
God, that's crazy. Yeah, well, I guess that's what happens, and it does sound to me like it's a true crime.
Wow. Wow. Bro.
What?
You got something?
What are you going to say, man? Talk to me.
This is my last podcast before the Marine Corps Marathon.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
You're going to be running a marathon.
This
Wow.
Sunday, bro.
You run a marathon? I didn't ever think you did that.
Yeah, I do that.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Yeah.
know. Are you prepared?
This is my third one. Second
this
full.
This is Sunday that you're doing the marathon?
This Sunday, man. DC.
Right.
Stand up.
Right.
DC, Maryland, Virginia. 3 states,
Right?
I think. Maybe it's not in Maryland.
Okay.
Definitely Virginia and DC.
Yeah, but DC's not a state.
Right.
Yeah.
Taxation without representation. Name of the game.
Name of the game. Name of the game.
But yep, we're taking the fam on the road.
Right?
I got home court.
Home court advantage.
Going back home.
You're going to sleep in your high school, your grade school bed.
No, fuck no.
Mom's got the bed made
Nah.
for you.
We're in the Residence Inn in Tyson's Corner. If anyone wants to come on by.
Did you guys get those hotels for free?
Fuck yeah, we got that for free, son.
That's right.
We stay for freeze.
That's awesome. How you feel you're going to do?
I don't know.
Do you have a goal?
Finish.
That's okay.
I want to finish.
I guess it's a goal. Yeah.
I guess I want to finish, and I got to look up my time from LA. Maybe I want to do better than that.
Okay.
But the LA one, I pooped. That took time.
Right.
I hit the I stopped and talked to some people.
Oh, okay.
That took some time.
Okay.
And I had to go to the medical tent during the LA one.
That's right. Okay.
And I walked 3 miles of the LA one.
Dear God.
So maybe I can shave off, couple
minutes.
Yeah. Couple minutes off of that one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Absolutely.
The training has been challenging.
Right. I've been seeing. You said you didn't get the big run in. You missed it.
Yeah. I came up short on a couple of the big ones. But, I'm not trying to train perfect.
Finish, baby.
I'm trying to run perfect. I'm trying to run that race perfect.
Get in there. Finish. It's going to be you. You're going to have Moxie
Yeah.
and the misses at the finish line.
That's right.
That's exciting.
It's yeah. I hope to get this one. It's like, but it's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna lace them up.
You're gonna give it your best.
I'm
You're
gonna
gonna go
run
buy those shoes.
Which ones?
Those Vapor Maxes.
No. Oh yeah.
Carbon plate that adds bounce in your step.
All right, Cody shared an article with me about the gentleman who he broke under 2 hours for a marathon.
So 5 marathon records have been broken
In the same shoe.
In the same shoe in the last 2 months.
Right.
And it's crazy because apparently a few of those records have been held a little while.
Yeah.
But they were broken all in this shoe. And
Yeah.
they've got this carbon fiber plate that adds some spring to people's step.
Here's the thing about that record, though.
What's that?
It's not going to. They're not even submitting it to count in the record books
Why?
because the gentleman, I forget his name, but there were several things that he did that they don't disqualify him, but they don't like count.
But he still won it.
He
didn't get it taken away from him.
Right. He ran the marathon under 2 hours.
Yes.
But he had pacemakers, which are they're just people who are running at a pace that you need to stay at.
To be okay.
So they were running with him. They weren't in the race.
Right.
But they were running with him.
He'd have people that would they take shifts.
Right. Then there was a truck a pickup that was that he was trailing. And that pickup had a light beam projecting on the ground that said, you need to be on that spot to break 2 hours.
Oh wow!
So it's constantly trailing him, and he had a visual of where he needed to be, and he had people running with him where he needed to be
to help him.
Right. So that you can't. I don't think you can submit that as I ran a marathon in under 2 hours. This is my thing. Yes, he did run a marathon under 2 hours, but in order to go in the record books,
but that's
it's got to be you're just running it.
Yeah, but even still,
ridiculous.
It's all about having the information you need to be able to make those times. Because at no point in the race when you're running are you told how much time you have or how long you've been running. Is there a point?
I mean, you can wear a watch.
Yeah, I guess you could. Oh, yeah,
but it's not an official time.
Right.
But you hit the watch right when you're
right.
But yeah, you can't be when you're running that fast. I think he was running a 4-minute mile. Wow. You can't be looking at your watch.
10 miles in 40 minutes. 20 miles in 80 minutes.
The motherfucker is gone.
He had in 80 minutes, and then he had another 6 miles. He would have been done in an hour and a half.
Dude is gone.
How fast are you running? How many miles an hour is that?
What's his name?
If it's 10 miles and 40, holy shit, dude. He's running 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
He's running 15 miles an hour?
The goddamn gazelle.
Holy cow. That's insane. I tried when I get on a treadmill.
Yeah.
And I'll speed it up to as fast as it goes or as fast as I think I can run. That's 12 miles an hour. And I feel like I'm going to die.
When you go to these health and fitness expos, they set up a treadmill at the speed of one of these folks who's won it.
Uh-huh.
And they let you try it for a little bit.
Oh my God.
You're just really? You cannot fucking do it. All right. We got to give him credit.
Who is it?
Eliud Kipchoge.
Oh, okay.
His time.
Kenyan?
Yeah. 1 hour, 59 minutes, 40 seconds. He's done. He's 33. He's completed 11 marathons, and he's won 10, and finished second in the other one. This guy's a monster. He's running 13 miles an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
His average speed was 13 miles an hour, an average pace of 2.83 minutes per kilometer. He covered 30 kilometers in 1 hour, 26 minutes and 45 seconds.
So just so people know, there is 1 kilometer to every 0.62 miles. So he's running a little over half a mile in 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes.
He's running a mile in 2.5 minutes.
No, he's running half of a mile in 2.5. A kilometer is 0.62 miles. So
that is insane.
Yep.
That is cheetah.
That's cheetah, baby.
God,
get a taste of that.
Dude is a killer.
My expectation for you, Dan, when you're in the nation's capital.
Finish.
And you're running.
I'm a channel.
5-minute miles.
I'm going to channel him.
Yeah, you channel him,
If
buddy.
I ran 5-minute miles, I would drop dead at mile fucking 2.
Mile 2, right.
Yeah.
In 10 minutes, you're dead.
I'll be lucky if I'm doing 12-minute miles.
Well, buddy, I wish the best of luck for you. I hope you do well.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
I want to tell you about a company called JC Room Blocks. Do you have 10 or more out-of-town guests coming to an event near you? Maybe you have a bris, a wedding, a family reunion, a science convention. Maybe some friends are coming in town and they just want to get drunk in one place. Or your mom's coming into town and she's got 10 brothers and sisters and they need a room so they can all come over to your house and have a bagel. Well, I have the answer for you. JC Room Blocks. They research hotels in the area that you need the rooms. So if you're in San Diego, they're going to find those rooms. They're going to put them together for you. Oh, what? You need to be in Boston for a little bit? No big deal. Go over to Boston and hang out with your Boston friends. You got 10 or 15 of them and you need a room? Fucking Boston. That's what you're going to do. Since they're certified travel agents, they can get you the lowest possible rates. On top of discounted rates, they can also negotiate highly discounted bridal suites, shuttle service, and food and beverage functions. If you mention the Dan and Kody Podcast, that's us, they'll waive their fee. That means you don't pay anything. Okay? Check them out, jcroomblocks.com. I'm going to repeat that, jcroomblocks.com. They're on Facebook, they're on Twitter and Instagram. Follow them, check them out. Get all them rooms!
Get all them rooms.
Get all them rooms. So, Dan, it's fall.
It is fall.
The leaves are turning colors. They're falling to the ground.
The fires are burning California.
The smell of a beautiful Southern California fall. The smell of it all. It's that feeling. And you know what that means, Dan?
What does that mean?
It means more photos of people at pumpkin patches.
God bless them.
Than you could ever imagine.
Isn't it great?
Is it?
It's lovely.
It definitely tells you that it's that time of year. You're getting all these pumpkin patch photos, little kids dressed up like pumpkins in pumpkin patches, doing pumpkin patch things, which I don't really know what they are.
Dude, yeah. I mean, after I asked you if you had any Halloween pics as a child, and you were like, no. I was like single tear at my work. Like, oh, Kody, poor little soul.
No, man. I dressed up a couple times when I was a kid, but I
weren't into it.
I wasn't ever into it. I did dress up as an old woman when I was in 6th grade, and I went to school that way.
Nice.
Cross-dress Kody over here, ladies and gentlemen.
Attaboy.
My name was Kodinia.
Kodinia.
Maybe I wasn't even an old woman. Maybe I was just a woman.
Sounds like a city.
Well,
West Kodinia.
Kodinia, yeah, it does. It sounds like a drug you take for your STD.
I need some Kodinia.
I need the Kodinia to clear up the clap.
I need a refill on Kodinia ASAP because I'm dripping.
Did you go to pumpkin patches as a kid?
When I was a kid, no. Absolutely not. There's not a solitary photo of Dan Hill as a baby, as a toddler, as a kid in a pumpkin patch.
So what is it that actually, started this fad of being in a pumpkin patch?
It's I feel like at some point Halloween might overtake Christmas.
Oh my God.
Like Halloween, I feel, is on an upswing.
What are you talking about? Halloween's going to overtake Christmas?
Maybe.
Because of the Christian thing?
I mean, yeah, they're not. The market for Halloween is open to any denomination.
I think the reason it won't is because, the Christmas season's a big time that, consumers spend.
Yeah.
Halloween's pretty limited and narrow scope as to what it is. Now, if Halloween had some kind of present element, I could imagine maybe that's the case.
I think if you lived like in a like country area as a kid, maybe you went to go pick your pumpkin at a pumpkin patch.
Yes.
My family, we got our pumpkins at the grocery store. I don't know if that's cool or shameful.
Okay.
But that's where we got our pumpkins every year. We'd go to the grocery store and get them.
I don't think that's shameful.
They're not even like the one we take Moxie to, it's not even a pumpkin patch. It's like it's like a pop-up basically on like a dirt area.
Oh, it's not even in a parking lot?
Yeah. So, there's like a gravel parking lot, and that's where they set up the Christmas trees too.
So
it's not like an actual farm.
So you took Moxie to a pumpkin patch?
Right, but it's more than pumpkins. It's like you walk in, there's a petting zoo, there's all these bouncy houses.
Right.
There's like one like spinning ride where you're sitting in like a bathtub basically and you spin around. There's a jumpy trampoline thing where you're like bungee strapped in.
Right.
So there's all these like and then you can buy pumpkins. But it's all manufactured. It's not they're not growing there. We're not at like Bert's farm off the fucking beaten path, like picking a pumpkin and cutting the vine.
So you're not doing it right then.
No, we're not at a real pumpkin patch. This is a city, goddammit.
As a kid, like living in rural Idaho, I don't ever recall this.
No.
And I'm wondering, is this something that's happened in the last 10 years?
I think, yeah, for sure. The last 5, for sure. I'm sure you could look at the rise of Instagram and on a graph, and then also see pumpkin patches,
right?
Like photos,
right?
They're both on the same uptick.
I mean, I remember kind of doing that when we'd go pick out our tree for Christmas.
Right, you go out to a farm, you cut it yourself.
Well, we went to the grocery store, but it still felt like it was a magical moment, right? Like getting your Christmas tree was always like this really cool moment.
Yeah. Me and our family, we'd go to Heckinger's.
Heckinger's Christmas
Do you remember
trees.
Heckinger's?
No, we didn't have Heckinger's in Idaho.
The Heckinger's was like Home Depot now. I guess Home Depot put them out of business.
Oh, wow.
Or Lowe's.
Yeah, where I'm from, we had some local hardware stores, but nothing like that. And then most of the time, grocery stores kept it. There was a Kessler's Market in Blackfoot, Idaho. They would have trees, and they'd have this back room that had all the trees, very beautiful trees. And then, of course, local grocery stores the parking lots in Idaho are huge, and they'd have like a tree section outside, and you'd go and pick out your tree.
Interesting.
And then,
Would you cut it? You cut it yourself?
No, it was already cut because, they're in a parking lot. You just pick out the size you want and take it.
Right.
You pay whatever it is. And then, the tree lives for 30 days because you don't water it properly. It dries up and then it becomes a fire hazard in your living room.
And they give you that little like tree food.
You guys have fake trees? You guys do a fake tree?
No. I squashed that.
You do real trees?
I squashed that out of Jenny's.
So you do real tree?
Of course. You must.
So you did a real tree last year?
Absolutely. You real tree it. You need the real tree smell in the house. We don't do fake pumpkins.
To be able to experience Christmas the right way, you need the real tree smell.
Right. You need the stress of the needles like falling.
Right.
Like that's all part of the season.
Right.
You're like, oh, I got to get those needles. Like it adds a little spruce, a little spunk.
Okay.
To the
spruce
whole
smell.
Yeah.
You got to deal with the sap.
That's right.
You got an animal. You got to make sure you keep them out of that.
Right. You have to deal with the whole like, is this straight? The thing, I got to twist the goddamn knobs. You know what they need to do?
What?
They need to fix the goddamn tree holders.
Yeah.
It's very hard to get under there, and it's very hard to keep the trees straight.
Yeah, I mean, they get old, they wear down, and then you got to keep tightening them into it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if I'm twisting this one more that the other one won't be able to actually get some twist in.
Absolutely.
Which then makes it fucking not straight.
Yeah, you're right.
I need one that's just like funk
right into it.
You insert, and it's done.
Absolutely.
That's what you need to sell on the grams.
Yeah, absolutely. Christmas tree holders, like a new way.
It's just straight. Call them just straights.
Just straights.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's that, man. I mean, the pumpkin patch is where it is. You'll
get into it.
I don't know if I want my son to be a part of that.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I don't know if I am pumpkin patch worthy.
I tell you what you need, what you don't do. Don't dress your kid up in anything that they're going to hate later.
Like what?
Because they're going to look back at those pictures and be like, fuck you, mom and dad.
Daddy's sidekick? Fuck you, dad. I won't know I'm nobody's sidekick.
And like, why the hell did you put me in that? Why did you put me in that?
Well,
I look back at my pictures, Michael Jackson and Dracula.
That's
Thanks,
what you were
Mom and
dressed
Dad.
as?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't, like, again, I wasn't really dressed up. For me, when it was Halloween or going to a pumpkin patch, all I remember doing was walking outside and pick cornfields and pumpkin patches, and it was so cold that the mud had basically frozen remnants of the tracks of the tractors in the ground. And all that was there were these frozen mud tracks that the tractors had torn from the corn stalks. That was my corn patch experience, or my pumpkin patch experience. For the most part, when I think of fall, I think of corn mazes. I don't think of pumpkin patches.
Corn mazes.
Did you experience the corn maze?
No.
Man.
Not interested.
Those were the best.
Yeah?
Like horror corn mazes.
Oh,
where they'd have guys
no.
with chainsaws, people hiding ready to scare you.
Me and Jenny would go to those like in college.
Yeah.
Like outdoor backwoods haunts.
Yeah. That's dope.
But the corn maze.
Better than some piece of shit pumpkin patch.
Hey, can I buy some gourds?
Right.
You guys got any gourds? You know what sucks? I rewatched Children of the Corn the other day.
Yeah.
Not good. Not what I remembered.
Time is not fair to some of these older films.
But you know what, though? A lot of horror holds up because if it was scary, it then becomes funny.
Right.
This wasn't even funny. This was like, what the fuck?
This is sad.
Children of the Corn I remember that like, oh shit, you're going
Right.
to watch Children of the Corn?
Right.
It sucks.
Well, I'm sorry, man. Are
It's
you
like-
going to be okay?
Ketchup blood. No, I'm upset.
I'm truly upset right now.
Yeah, like I don't want to watch other old horror movies now. I usually love jumping back in.
Right.
But if I'm going to rewatch and then they're going to be trash,
Right.
then what's my life? How do you do it, Joe and Phil?
Wow.
How do you rewatch and figure out it's trash? Another one like that, Fifth Element. It's garbage.
Nonsense. Take it back.
Dude, rewatch that.
I have.
Rewatch it tonight.
Love it.
It's so bad.
So good.
That is not a good
It
movie.
was bad when it came out.
No, I thought it was great.
No, it was bad. No, it was bad. Then these giant round robots come walking in.
It's so
So
stupid.
good. It's
Come
so
in.
Come Dallas.
So bad.
So good. So good. But
I watched that like putting together Moxie's kitchen set.
Yeah, it's so
And
good.
I was like, I cannot believe how much shit this is.
So good.
Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Many like love is the answer to everything. Saves the world. Good job, Bruce Willis. Fucking nailing it again.
The president's Debo.
Yeah, it's so good. His eyes like crossed. It's funny.
Hey, I like what?
I can't even do an impression because it's just a shit movie.
So good. Anyway. Well, you guys, if you have thoughts or feelings about what we just talked about, do us a favor.
Hit us up. How was your Halloween? Did you
Yeah.
go to freaking pumpkin patches?
Yeah, did you have pumpkin patch? Did you do corn mazes? What'd you do? If you have feelings or emotions about what we said, again, record something on Instagram, direct message, send it over to us. We'll talk about it the next podcast.
Slide in the DMs.
Slide.
Man, oh man, oh man.
Well,
Kody,
yeah, Dan, is there something you want to say to me right now?
you got grandparents?
I have dead grandparents.
Yeah, all mine are dead.
Yeah, they died, so.
Let's pretend they're alive. Okay?
Okay.
My cousin Jason. What's up, Jason?
What's up?
He sent me this article.
Yeah.
Elderly care staff accused of running a dementia fight club, pitting patients against each other. Can you fucking believe this shit?
This is terrible.
This is so bad.
Why was this not your true crime?
I thought, I thought the Amazon one is worse.
You think
Just
the
a-
Amazon's worse than somebody taking old people that don't know who they
Right.
are and having them
'Cause-
fight each other?
Because a death was involved. Because someone, like, dude laying on the floor, and you got to be like, oh, get back to work, guys. I think that's way worse than these women. So 3 women,
Okay.
they're charged with creating a makeshift fight club at an elderly care facility in North Carolina.
Okay.
Justin Winters, I'm looking at you, bro.
Justin Winter, there's a call out.
This is your home state?
Right.
What the fuck is going on in North Carolina, bro?
Right. They're rallying to save these old folks. Hey,
Tar Heels.
Tar Heel Duke.
Their fighters were the dementia patients under their care at Danby House, an assisted living facility in Winston-Salem. Marilyn Latish McKee, Tanisha Yvonne Tyson and Tanisha Deshaun Jordan. They were arrested and charged with assault on an individual.
These were not white people, Dan.
No, they were not. Sorry, they were not. You're absolutely correct.
That's terrible.
They were charged with assault on an individual with a disability in early October, according to authorities.
They were charged with assault?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The Winston-Salem Police Department received a tip in June about elder abuse
Right.
at the assisted living and memory care facility.
That's terrible.
Police investigators and the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services began looking into the accusation. According to the court documents, McKee, Tyson, and Deshaun filmed two residents and filmed them and encouraged them to fight each other.
Well, you want to know what happened here? You want to know what happened here? Somebody broke the number one rule of Fight Club.
You don't talk about Fight Club.
That's absolutely right. And it's surprising because how could these people remember?
That's right.
Somebody broke the rules.
It's like, is that fun? Is that fun for them?
To be honest, when you were younger, did you not see
bum fights?
Bum fights. Did you
I watched a couple bum fights, but like after 3, I'm like, come on, guys.
Now you're an adult and you actually realize how terrible that is.
And it's like, come on, I'll give you a cigarette if you go kick that guy's ass. Like, what the fuck? It's not even offering them anything.
So then this is, hey, if you guys want to stay in this facility, which you don't even know what a facility is,
right?
You should go fight.
You want some applesauce?
Lawrence over there.
You want some Jello tonight?
Yeah,
exactly. Go kick Melanie's ass.
Right, absolutely.
Video shows the patients falling onto a bed in a room. Continued assault.
This is painful.
It is just terrible.
This is painful, Dan. This is painful right now.
Ugh.
Makes me sick.
It's just disgusting what they've done.
It is. It's terrible.
They're out on bond. They face Class A misdemeanors, which come with a maximum penalty of 150 days of incarceration.
Yeah, a misdemeanor?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's not a felony?
No.
I hope those people never work in anything that involves taking care of people again.
Absolutely not. Taking advantage of people with dementia.
It'd be funny. It'd be crazy. Not funny, although it would be funny if one of them decided to apply at another location and then they used the people that they had fight each other as references.
I could bring this home some money on the weekends.
I worked at this other house. You call Melanie. Ask for Melanie. She'll give me a great reference.
You ever seen what is it, like Brawl in Cell Block 99 with Vince Vaughn?
No.
It is intense. But it's all about this guy who he goes into prison and like on the outside they like this gang, this mob like abducts his wife.
Okay.
And they're like, you need to get your ass transferred to this prison, this like max security prison, and get into Cell Block 99 and you kill this guy. So the only way to get there is for him to just start fucking people up.
Jesus.
And like inside the prison, they want him to like box.
Right.
Have you heard of that? I feel like some prisons do that. Like they offer like a boxing program.
They probably offer like physical education stuff that you can do or be a part of. Like,
is that just a movie thing? That
no, like you saw The Longest Yard where it's like, we're a football team in a prison and we got to go play each other. Or we're a basketball team in a prison and we got to go play other people. Like there's things like that, intramural sports. I would imagine that there's boxing just to kind of keep those, keep the cellmates active and involved in something, right?
Right.
It also helps probably reduce people from, committing more crimes. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm just a regular guy living in a regular world.
In July 7th of 2018, the government rejects proposal to teach boxing in prisons.
Wow.
Boxing programs held in prisons are halted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
So there you have it.
There we got it, baby.
So if you're working at one of these facilities, don't take advantage of the elderly and don't make them fight.
Yeah, exactly.
You kidding me?
It's terrible.
It's gross.
It's gross. It's terrible. Anyway. Well, Dan, it's been a heck of a week, man.
One hell of a week.
I will have to say, for everybody that listens to the podcast, we will not be here next week.
No.
I am out of town, and Dan is out of town, and neither of us are going to be able to do a podcast. Dan will be running the marathon, and I will be spending a couple days with my wife, my babe, and the pup in Santa Barbara.
That's gorgeous.
So unless I decide to do some solitary sit down, maybe I'll interview McFly on a podcast and we'll put it up the following week.
How are you taking the dog up there?
Just put him in my car.
Where's it going to stay?
The hotel.
They take dogs?
Yeah.
What?
They put a bed in there. They put a bowl in there.
It's hotel for dogs?
Dude, this place is like, Santa Barbara is one of the most dog-friendly towns in America.
You better tip your cleaning lady.
Yeah, we'll definitely tip our cleaning lady.
That's a hairy dog.
Yeah, but he's not a monster shedder.
What about, I feel like, wouldn't there be just barking in all the rooms?
No. People can, he's not a monster barker.
Oh, he's got a bark on him.
He's got a bark on him, but he doesn't bark that much. He'll bark when he sees somebody new, but he doesn't bark at sounds. He barks at people when he sees people. So in the room, it's not going to be a big deal. They got a dog bed for him. It'll be great. I'm excited.
Really?
Yeah, it'll be good.
That's a foreign idea to me. Bring a dog to a hotel.
Yeah, we'll go out on the beach. It'll be good.
Do people stay there without dogs?
Yeah, it's called the Californian.
Oh man, I would be very upset.
Bold.
If I checked into that hotel and didn't know it was like everyone had dogs, I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I could understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, either way, just so you guys know, we're going to be gone. If there's anything that you want input in, you have a feeling, you want to bring up some kind of point based off of our conversations earlier today, please do us a favor. Send us an audio clip on Instagram in our direct messages. You can follow us at Dan Kody Podcast on Instagram.
Tell us what you think of that Star Wars trailer. Tell us if you have some issues with the pumpkin patch. Dan's running. Shout out some love. Yeah.
And last but not least, tell us what you think about people like breaking the rules of Fight Club.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, we hope you guys have a wonderful week. And thanks for listening.
And make sure you use hand sanitizer.
Dirty hands.
Thanks for listening and laughing with the Dan and Kody Podcast. Our email is danandcodypodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We are on Instagram at Dan Kody Podcast. Check out our website, danandkody.com, and you can contribute to the podcast by going to patreon.com/Dan Kody Podcast. Subscribe, bitch!
Everybody play themselves down and shit. Right.